established that that was how this character avoided that threat in her version.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Even though it's a curse and
Yeah.
not a
All right.
disease
So
or a poison.
I did start the stream because I had pressed the button,
Oh,
and then you said, "Oh,
okay.
1 second." So, but hello,
Okay,
everyone.
well,
That's
there
Hi,
you
fine.
everyone.
go. Yeah, it's in media res. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Huzzah.
I'm Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. I am feeling better than I did last week. Also,
Huzzah.
I'm checking the audio levels, and it seems as though
Yeah, I'm
the
glad
sound
I
should be
told you
working
last
properly.
week. Good. Yeah.
Definitely let us know if it's not.
Yes. But in any case, our players tonight, Nobilis as
I know. We should do more cold opens, I swear.
as Cuspid, David Archambault as Kneecap,
Hello.
Jason Banks as Radius,
Hello.
Lee Burdett as Malleus,
Hello.
and Paul Weimer as Tarsus.
Designation Tarsus, location unknown, status unknown.
Alas, we are missing Millie Katie this week as she is at a convention. But fortunately, this adventure lends itself to strange glitches in reality. And so let's recap where we last left our heroes. They had been guided to a safe house by a strange individual who identified themselves as a couple of different people because they seemed to transform into different identities. But all of them were interested in helping you reach the domain of their employer, who they promised would have some answers for you.
Mhm.
And so this individual, who you primarily knew as Pharaoh the Shadarkai, guided you through Undersigil and various dangers beneath the city, including an encounter with a tiny lingering fraction known as the Cakers, who had made a cake unfortunately cursed with demon blood that made their heads pull themselves off their bodies and turn into weird demon bat things. And unfortunately, a couple of you got some of that cake in your mouth by accident and had that happen to you also. However, turns out this reality glitching effect that you're all suffering from is still in effect, as new versions of both Cuspid and Kneecap found themselves sprung upon the rest of the party in the immediate aftermath of their previous version's demise. But you then made your way across the city, evading the Harmonium patrols by staying underground until you once again surfaced in the clerk's ward near and the text was, you stand before the giant marquee of a casino that reads Fortune's Wheel in a dazzling font. Fashionably dressed locals laugh arm in arm as they push through the casino's polished gold revolving door to the gambling hall within. Pharaoh lets out a satisfied sigh. This is the place. But before you can take another step, you once again feel that strange fracturing of reality and see breaks appear throughout everything around you, and there's a strange shockwave. And once it passes, you see that your colleague Tarsus, who had mysteriously disappeared before you went into Undersigil, has returned, but now your other colleague Korakoid is now gone. And as before, you remember that she was there, but also you simultaneously remember a version of those events where she wasn't. And it's very strange, but who of you has the highest passive perception?
Not going to be me.
I have a
14.
14.
Yeah, I've got a 14 too.
Anyone have that beat?
Checking. Passive perception is 13, so no.
Okay. So that 14, those of you, so that's Kneecap and Radius?
hmm
Um,
and Malleus.
Malleus.
yeah. You notice that following this shockwave, first of all, a lot of the people that were on the street nearby are looking at you startled and now hurrying away. But you also notice that some of the signs of businesses nearby, like across the street from Fortune's Wheel, are now different signs, as though the businesses there have changed. I think.
Question.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Question. Are we contagious?
Uh,
or is this an area of effect?
Pharaoh is saying, "That's a very good question. I have no idea. I would suggest we get inside immediately."
Seconded. I'm right on
Yeah.
your heels.
Very
Yes.
well.
This is the sort of thing that drew the harmonium to you. And so he encourages you to enter this place. And I'll put you on the Fortune's Wheel map. So
Boy.
you are on the left-hand side of the map to begin with. As you're entering in this alley, I just realized I didn't put a Pharaoh token on here, but that's okay because they're going to leave shortly here. But as you are walking in, you see that you are in what looks like a very fancy sort of bar. There's a little stage, and various people at different drinks and at different tables having drinks, and it's just a very fancy looking place here. Yes.
Hi. We're still seeing the sigil map.
Okay, my apologies.
This technical difficulty is brought to you by Xenophon's latest album, Tall Tales from Asgard. Available in a variety of physical and arcane formats for your listening pleasure.
All right. So, is it
Yep.
resolved now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, as you are walking in, as soon as you enter the place, and you can go ahead and move your tokens inside, a snappily dressed tiefling bellhop looks as though they were on standby waiting for you, and walks immediately up to whoever's seems to be in front, like most in charge. Who do we think that would be?
Cuspid definitely has a lot of presence in this form.
Sure.
And her a pure white gown and yellow sash is quite striking. So.
Sure. So I think then they hand a letter to you, and this envelope has on the outside of it written "The Skeleton Crew."
All right, I'll open it up and read it.
It reads, "Honored guests, welcome. I've been expecting you. Don't fret, you're safe here. Our city's so-called peacekeepers hold no sway in my establishment. I've prepared accommodations for each of you upstairs. Valek will show you to your rooms. Rest, relax, and enjoy room service on me. When you're ready for entertainment, a gift awaits you at the casino cage. I'll be down a bit later. See you soon. Your benignant host." It's what it says. "Your benignant host, Shemeshka."
Okay.
And as soon as you are you're reading that, Pharaoh nods to this bellhop, and then just disappears right back out the door you just came in.
Okay.
He
I will
walked away.
I will inform the rest of the party about the contents of the paper and
Cuspid.
ask the bellhop to show us upstairs.
Splendid. If you'll just follow me. And these stairs right here are where they lead you. And
Okay.
there's not a map for where they're taking you. So for the moment,
Okay.
I'm going to just put us back on the city map. But basically, you are all led upstairs to a hallway that is suspiciously long for
Mm-hmm.
the size of building it is. Like, it looks as though it could theoretically just go on forever, but it is extremely, like very nice plush carpet, and everything is just extremely fancy. And you are
They
shown.
always have spare rooms because all they have to do if they have guests come in, even if they're full up, is just ask everybody to move to one room on the next room with the highest number, and then they can accommodate more guests.
Hilbert Hotel. Yep.
Yes.
I got that reference.
So there are basically you each are given the portal key to a luxury suite. You each have your own suite, and in the rooms, you see that there is a brand new, clean set of fine clothes tailored to fit each of you in each of the rooms laid out for you. And then as Valek is showing you this, they just say, so if you have need of anything, you can just call me. My name is Valek, as mentioned in the letter. I can, if you like, take any equipment that you would like to have shined or cleaned. I can answer any questions or provide a short tour.
That won't be necessary right now, Valek. Thank you. We will be contacting you shortly.
We thank you for your help.
Do you?
And
Indeed.
Um,
I speak truths.
what you don't speak is tip, and I'll toss.
Oh. Well,
Well,
Persis has never been in a casino. He doesn't know.
What do you toss?
Actually, I don't have a lot of gold on this character, so I'll toss him a silver piece.
I have a gold, and I will get now, once I see Cuspid give a silver, I will give him a gold.
Okay. He accepts all of those with a polite nod and just says, if you just step into the hallway and call my name, I will be along directly for anything that you need.
Thank you.
So I will head into one of the rooms and say, if we are going to get something to eat, and I am going to, because that encounter with the Higgers was quite frustrating. Feel free to join me, and I'll go over to this. The suites, of course, have got like enough room for a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a table there, and she pulls it out and takes a napkin and deftly folds it into a shape of a little gargoyle and sets it in the middle of the table, and it pulses a bit with a moment of magic. And she says, "This will tell us if any of the food that is brought to this table is impure." And I will
Kneecap's gonna go up to the
casting
table and
Napkin Gargoyle of Protection is a spell that I put together. And Christiana has graciously allowed me to bring that homebrew into this campaign,
Yes.
Says so. We can put together a single order to bring here if you are amenable to my protection.
You are
Okay.
very different than the previous Cuspid with whom I dealt with.
Yes, so I see.
Kneecap's gonna go up, go up to the table, look at the gargoyle, and start poking it a little bit.
Hey, don't disturb it, please. The configuration is part of the spell. If I remove the napkin, the spell ends. So please leave it alone.
Okay.
You seem well suited for this.
Well, As I gathered from the aftermath um, of the melee that I arrived at, the reason that your cuspid, or should I say my predecessor, um, didn't survive was because they ate some of that cake. I don't know for certain, but I was able to reveal that the cake was tainted using this spell
Mm.
Much
in
appreciated.
my version of that encounter. It still resulted in a fight, and it still resulted in heads flying off, but none of our party lost their heads.
Hmm. Interesting. This leaves me with questions about myself that I don't necessarily know if I want answered.
Oh, it's all very disturbing, I agree.
Hmm.
But here we are, and we have to deal with the reality that we've been given, fractured or no, and hopefully we shall shortly receive some answers. Though I do caution that someone in this line of work is probably quite used to deception, so you should take things with something of a grain of salt. Speaking of salt, why don't we order some nice food while we have the opportunity?
Yes.
Agreed.
Affirmative.
What do you order?
Indeed.
Um, uh, Cuspid orders something quite elaborate, but also like high-end fancy, but also vegetarian.
In direct proportion to this, Malleus goes after the biggest porterhouse he can find on the menu.
2 inch 2 inch prime
2 inch
rib.
thick.
2 inch thick.
Prime rib, yeah. This is a Fred Flintstone steak.
Yes, very much
Kneecap
so.
orders. Kneecap. Find something that is strongly flavored, not exactly healthy, but absolutely delicious.
Like spicy.
Not necessarily spicy,
Okay.
but he's not shying away from it.
Mhm.
Tarsus once again orders ice cream because apparently Tarsus likes ice cream. No,
I mean,
I'm learning this about my own character. Okay.
and you find when you find something that works.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In spite of the fact that she's has ordered a vegetarian meal, Cuspid does not show any adverse reaction to those who are ordering carnivorous food.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
reasonable, a reasonable.
How about Radius?
He thinks about it for a while and then decides on whatever they have that is the spiciest thing on the menu.
Mhm.
Because he's not undead, but his taste buds don't really work well. So he doesn't normally eat at all. So he was being, frisky with it. Might as well.
So I think when you order that, Valak just very politely says, very good, sir. Prime material spicy or extra plainer spicy?
I think we know the answer to that one.
Extra plain or spicy.
Very good, sir. I think, and so it's not instantaneous or anything, but it's still pretty fast for, it's like half an hour for bespoke non-menu food items that are fancy. But nonetheless, they bring each of you exactly what you ordered. I think this extra plainer spicy meal basically comes with
A waiver?
but no, and I was gonna say it's like meats and vegetables with a sauce that's on the side, and the sauce is clearly in a magical like container.
Doesn't
Oh.
actually touch the walls of the container.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the middle.
It's an extra plainer Stanley.
Yeah, and so like the container is it is a very specific magical item that is designed to um dose out, you know, small droplets one at a time of this sauce.
Nice.
Wow.
And he's definitely gonna try. He's gonna try a drop and see.
I mean,
think you get some.
yeah.
I think you get some curiosity from Malleus, and he'll, you know, even though he's an obligate carnivore, he is using like a knife and fork to eat this massive piece of steak, and so he'll say, "Can I have a drop on this?" And he'll give you like a good 3-inch piece, but one drop of that
Absolutely,
spicy sauce
absolutely.
on
Let's
there.
do this.
It absolutely starts to sizzle and smoke a little bit.
And uh, Kneecap is going to town on. I imagine what he got is like in the form of some sort of stew, and he basically took like a bread and just is using that as a spoon and just
Sure.
and probably making one heck of a
Yeah.
mess.
I think the food is very good. Like, obviously, it's up to your characters how much you enjoy it, but I think by kind of objective measures, it's high quality food. It's well prepared.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I'll tell you right now is that, as the letter suggested, you are all free to take a long rest if you like, and let me know if you would call upon Valek to do any other services. Basically, they will, elaborate on the letter to just say, Shemeshka is, of course, very busy, but you are in no hurry. So whenever you are ready, you may come down to the casino floor where, as mentioned, a free gift is waiting. And once you have appeared on the casino floor, when she is available, she will come to meet you.
Right.
But do not feel in any way rushed. This is,
Yeah.
take all the time you need.
Cuspid will send her gown and gloves and white leather boots out to be cleaned because we've just been tromping around in a sewer, and she would much rather be going around in clean clothes, especially for this.
Well, weren't we laid out with new clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I need to have something to wear while that's being cleaned.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
And would anyone suggest it for Kneecap? Because he doesn't seem to be particularly interested. Or
So
he
I
he
want
wiped
to.
in he wiped Muck off when you know when left the Ender Sigil, and then but it's not particularly going about
Okay.
getting clean.
Yeah.
So here's something that I don't think that Cuspid might think of, but one of the more intelligent members of the party might think of. How well do the shoes they provided fit? Because shoes are a really tough thing to get right if all you have is measurements.
I want to jump into this really quick because I want to say the clothes are all nice. They're fine clothes, but I want to say that each of you find clothes in a style. It's like if it's what you would buy if you went to a fancy clothes store and picked out an outfit, with the exception of Cuspid, because it looks like it was chosen based on the previous version of Cuspid.
Aha.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
very interesting.
Uh-huh.
So when that comes around, Cuspid kind of holds up this rather flimsy, rather revealing, bright garish purple outfit with feathers and sequins and things like that on it, and sighs and says, "Well, at least the underwear is good."
Do you ask Valek for something else?
No, I asked. I'm going to have what I've got cleaned.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think if you don't say anything, they don't change anything. But
Yeah.
but so I would like each of you to think about, like, what do you think they would have prepared for your character? And for Kneecap, obviously, like, you don't obviously normally wear a lot of fine clothes, so don't think of it as having to be traditionally fancy so much as clean and looks nice.
I think for kneecap, the idea of fancy is like almost like almost
Owlbear
like
hide.
armored,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like it. It's like a you know it looks more like leather armor
Mm-hmm.
than a suit,
Sure. Yeah.
and but it's lighter and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
easier to
none
wear
of it
than
is
actual armor.
none of it is armor. It's clothes, but at the same time, yeah. But if to the extent that you're interested as a player, I would encourage you to
Yeah.
decide,
And
because the thing is, what I want to convey here is that not only are you expected, but they do seem to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They have prepared for you, like you don't know if it's some sort of a magical effect or what, but like this seems more specific than seems likely for just guessing.
and yeah, and uh, its armor. It's got like got some colored stripes along it,
Mm-hmm.
and like and if someone had medals or any sort of things like that, there's specific places that those would go. But it looks good without those, and that's about it.
Sure.
Hmm.
So what you see for Tarsus is a leather waistcoat and a white shirt. It's red and brown. It's collared. It's elegant. If anybody's familiar with elven wear, it's definitely an elvish cut. There's silver accents. There's even some elvish silver runes. Nice boots. It almost gives a little bit more of Tarsus's back history even to himself as to who and where it came from when he finally takes these clothes and puts them on. He's getting a little more kind of a quasi sense of his origins or who made him eventually. Because clearly has something to do with elves. Because anybody who's familiar with elves all can see that the outfit screams elven.
Mm-hmm.
So Radius his robes look like the fanciest librarian robes you could ever see. But it still has a hood that covers and shadows his face because he does very much still kind of look like an undead. But his eyes seem to glow a little bit from underneath. And so he's the most ominous librarian you would ever see. And he seems pleased with this, but he doesn't say anything. It's you see him smile actually, which is something he doesn't very much do.
I think for Malleus, what you see is a really nice white shirt with a really fancy waistcoat. And unfortunately, because of the way his feet are formed, the breeches can't go much farther past down the knee. But he's in, imagine like really, really fancy gunslinger outfit.
Nice.
And
Wow, I like it.
maybe around the neck is like a very loose ribbon tied in a bow, like they were trying to go for one of those really pencil thin
Mm-hmm. The bolo ties.
bow ties,
Oh yeah.
but
Okay.
it's so thin it looks more like a bow that's a necklace.
Nice.
But it's got like a little collar in the waistcoat with the fancy designs and everything and the gold buttons, and he just looks so proud of himself when he comes back, like, damn, I look good.
Very nice. So, do you all? So The necklace, or excuse me, the napkin gargoyle does in fact declare all of the food pure, unpoisoned.
Yay.
And so basically, all of these services are provided to you, and you are all able to take a long rest.
Okay.
Do you all sleep in your own rooms?
Yes.
Yep, I think so.
Yes.
I do the rest,
Okay.
the rest they need. Yeah. The motionlessness.
Great.
Although it seems strange not to do it with radius. Like we did at the other
Also,
place.
I don't know that I necessarily said this on the stream last time, so I'll point out that the party did level up to level 5 after
Mhm.
the last
Mhm.
Yeah.
episode.
Mhm.
So when you are all ready in the morning, again, like, unless you set some kind of a wake up call,
Well,
there's no windows. There are illusory paintings that depict nature landscape scenes, but no windows.
I don't think Kneecap actually wants to be uh, be by himself in this, because it just seems strange.
I can imagine.
Okay.
So what does he do about that?
Um, I think, I think he'd probably go, uh, you know, go to Tarsus and say, "Stay with you."
To who? I didn't hear who you said.
Tarsus.
Ah,
Oh,
If you wish.
okay. He does that, and like always, he does his talk at the wall thing, but this time he has has um Cuspid's ceremonial pillow, and and it looks like he is showing it to someone who is not there.
Tarsus does not make a comment. He observes this all, but is not going to make a comment about this. He doesn't quite know what to make of this.
Hmm.
He's just going to analyze and watch. Not to mention, this is the third version of Kneecap he's run into, so he doesn't quite know what to deal with here.
the all of the other PCs are too polite here to.
Somebody, please do ask him about it.
Oh, just wait until Malleus dies.
So in any case, whenever you are all rested and make the decision to do so, you may go down.
Yep.
Down to the casino.
Cuspid rises fairly early and does not need a lot of time to get ready, and so she puts on her freshly laundered gown and ties her yellow sash and heads down to the floor pretty early.
So
Tarsus doesn't need much sleep, so yeah, he's down there relatively early as well.
So here's a question for you. No one has told you not to, but do you all like bring your weapons and your like all your stuff with you, or do you leave stuff up in the room?
I mean, what Cuspid has is her staff.
I think
Tarsus just has a bow, so he's keeping the bow. Bow doesn't go anywhere.
I
Yeah.
think I Kneecap would go in the hall, with all his stuff. Stop. Think. Balak?
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Weapons? Okay.
Well, it is up to each individual customer's preference, of course.
Okay. So
We do
Harry-
have elite security within the casino to deal with any threats which may arise, and so I do not wish you to feel as though you must go armed. However, if it gives you comfort to carry your weapons with you, that is permitted.
okay. And so he'll have him on have have them displayed proudly on the back in the way that the clothes are designed for. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then head downstairs.
All right. So, when everybody, I'm going to presume that everybody ends up coming down at about the same time so that it will work for the map here, which is that, what is it doing? Okay, there we go. So you are all coming down this set of red carpeted stairs, and re-entering the Dragon Bar. Here, where when you come down, there is a ghost up on the stage. Performing sleight of hand tricks for an audience of a few dozen low stakes noble low stakes gamblers, and there's a couple of gnolls heckling. Note that the number of tokens displayed on the map should not be intended to be representative of a 1-for-1 scale of how many people are here. It's pretty busy. There's lots of people.
Okay.
It is not like crowded exactly, but there are lots of people. It is a well-populated place.
Right.
And so you see the people watching this magic show. You see people at the various tables enjoying drinks. Behind the bar, there is a large creature with a horse-like head, but humanoid hands serving drinks. You see down in the corner here is a sort of ominous, monstrous-looking individual, almost demonic, that seems to be standing by like a bouncer by a passage there. And then you see a couple of imps behind little, like behind bars, like casino lockup, like cashier cages.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them right there, and so as you come down, you are free to move about the casino.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Cuspid is not terribly interested in the drinks or the gambling, so she is going to head over to the stage and watch the sleight of hand show from the back. Not really, trying to get up and mix it up.
Yeah.
So.
You see a sign that says that this is the great Stephen Amber is who is performing, and as you watch, you've seen better. I mean, the thing is they've
Is it the
clearly got
tricks that could be better, or the pattern that could be better?
it's the issue is that you exist in a place where real magic exists all the time, and so for a stage magician, the charisma and of the presentation is
Everything.
90% of it,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like they're too sad. And you can't help but wonder if they might have been better when they were alive, and yet, is that what you want to tell the ghost of the magician? Like, they're not bad, it's just more like you feel like there might once have been an extra 10% that would have made a difference.
Right.
Hmm.
Sure. Go on to somebody else who might do something later.
Yeah.
Kneecap is going to wander over to this ominous figure and just look up at it, then look at the passage. There.
So let's hang on.
And he'll point at the passage to clarify it.
So he looks at you and he says, "This is the passage to the main casino floor, sir. You are welcome to enter when you like, but do not forget your welcome gift at the cashier cage, sir.
Page? Cashier?
And
yeah.
Yeah, he gestures.
Oh yes.
Um,
Okay, so he's Kneecap will go up to there.
So when you go up to the counter there, there's an attentive imp sitting there on a stool that's imp sized for them to be behind the cashier there, and they just say, "Oh, welcome, Kneecap, if I'm not mistaken. Here's your welcome gift, and would you like me to give you the gifts for the rest of your party as well, or will they come up individually?"
Just mine.
They hand over a black satin bag that looks like it has heavy coins in it. And if you would like to exchange gold for razor leaf coins, please let me know. We can do that. Either way, it is 10 gold pieces for one razor leaf. All gambling on the casino floor is done with the razor leaf coins.
Okay, thank you. And Kneecap's gonna go out and then walk up to Tarsus, say, and pull out the bag and say, "Coin."
From the cashier.
Yes.
Thank you. Tarsus will go and collect his own coins.
Yep. So they have a separate bag for you. Inside this bag are basically, it's poker chips, right? Except that
Right.
they're not gold, but they're like golden. Hang on. Actually, what is the specific description of them? It's a gold hued token. So it's clear that it is not a gold coin, but it is a gold colored token with stylized razor vines, which is it's a thorny ivy.
might be like an alloy of brass that comes out really.
How many are in the bag?
There are 10 in the bag.
Okay. 10. So a gold piece worth. Yeah.
No, other way. One razor leaf is 10 gold.
Oh, okay, so 100. Oh, 100 gold. 10. Okay.
I'll Cuspid claims hers, but then looks to the rest of the group to kind of see who's the most enthusiastic about this idea and offers them to that person.
Yeah. And if Malleus doesn't go up, Kneecap will go and mention it to him as well.
Just realized we don't need to have Cora's token on the map.
Yeah. Radius will go collect his as well, and he will go ahead and head towards the casino floor.
All right.
Yeah, I think Malleus has had enough of the entertainment provided by this ghost dude, and so he'll go up and he'll thank Kneecap for the reminder, and will go up, get his tokens, and follow Radius onto the dance floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Sorry, not dance floor.
Well,
Casino floor. It's like,
figured what you meant. So, like, this is the passageway down around here, and I will go ahead and start revealing bits of this at a time, just to kind of not do it all quite at once. But so, as you open the door to this area, heavy doors swing inward, revealing a jingling fountain of gold coins rising from the floor of an extravagant gambling hall. The glittering spout originates from the open palm of a statue depicting a confident Arcanoloth, which is sort of like a fox person in appearance. Cast in solid gold, the fountain's inscription reads, "Fortune favors the bold." Hundreds of people from across the plains congregate around all manner of games, refreshments, and performances in this lavish, magical casino. And then I have handout for everybody. The Fortunes Wheel Casino.
I like the art.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
the art for those who are listening and not watching live, yes, you can see all sorts of different beings in this very, very
Mhm.
ornate casino with, with the statue of gold coins and light. I likes it.
Mhm.
Painterly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mm,
The
Is that a is that an angel in there?
Yep.
Angel and
I
the
thought,
devil. Oh,
yeah.
That is one of the things about Sigil is that there are people from all different kinds of planes that may or may not be anything like what you would normally expect. So let me reveal the proper parts of the map here without necessarily going into the parts that you can't see. But and, all right. I think that's everything that you can see from the main casino floor here. All right, and so yeah, you make your way onto the casino floor. It's it's busy. There's lots of people. Um, you see all sorts of you see slot machine areas. You see card areas. You see there's a bar. You see there's another bigger stage that no one's actively performing on it at the moment, but it's a nicer stage as opposed to the small one in the Dragon Bar outside.
Aspid looks around for some place. I mean, it looks like there's not really a place to sit for the stage. It's its own thing, though.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, there's some
all
tables
this,
kind of near it, but it's kind of the
yeah,
bar area.
yeah.
Hmm.
Aspid will take a seat near the bar,
Okay.
but isn't going to order anything.
Okay.
I mean, the sigil equivalent of a ginger ale.
Sure.
uh-huh.
So while you are as you approach the bar, chilly fog emanates from the bar, and it looks like the bar itself um, looks to be a piece that must have been chipped from some actual magical ice of some kind, because it's not melting, but it does look like it is literally ice.
Like
And
has
also,
some a little bit of fog like drape, continually coming off of
and
it.
there is a young white dragon sitting at the bar with head hung, fidgeting with a single gold piece, and then periodically slurping from a big, like an enormous cocktail, like one of those like big bowl ones,
Hmm.
and looking really bummed. Um, and so that's and when you approach, the bartender is a yeti, who sees you walk in and just says, "Oh, welcome to the Ice Lounge. What can I get for you?"
Um, again, a sigil equivalent of something, not innocuous and non-alcoholic.
All right, well, I can do that for you, whatever you like. But if you're ever in the mood for something a little harder, we have an excellent house specialty that I like to call the abominable yes please.
Perhaps another time.
And yeah, so they give you what you like. Where does everyone else go?
Radius is going to look and see what different games they offer.
Okay. So I think you see that there are certainly slot machines, but you're wanting to look at the table games.
Yes.
You see that there are basically two main games that they're running. There's Dead Hands Dice, and then something they call Oli Damara's Bounty, and both are gambling games. And then there's
Hmm.
also up here at the north, there is what looks like sort of an upright, like vertically mounted roulette wheel, or some kind of a spinning wheel of some kind with a special seat that's like just for it. That's all very fancy. And then so the table games, you see that there's Dead Hands Dice has people uh, doing it's they choose some number of dice to roll under a cup and then bet on what they think the results will be before the cup is revealed. And then Oli Damara's bounty seems to be a little bit like roulette, except instead of a wheel, it is a spectator, which is sort of like a small beholder that is encased in sort of like a weird helmet that makes him 20-sided die shaped.
Oh wow.
And he rolls himself.
Oh, shit.
I
I
absolutely,
want to play that.
absolutely, exactly.
Okay.
You beat me to it.
All right, so we got Malleus and Radius going up to play Oli Damara's bounty. So basically, the rules are that before each of the main rolls, you place a bet on one or more numbers between 1 and 20. You can do as many as you like, but each bet must be at least one razor leaf coin. And then if the roll comes up on one of the numbers that you bet on, you get 5 times whatever you put on that number.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All
And,
right, sure.
and so, who place your bets? Place your bets. This spectator is the dealer as well as the mechanism.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they're kind of
Yeah.
hovering and floating. Let's see, I'm trying to. Oh, hang on, trying to get this this token to look. No, I guess it's just the token is just a regular. It's not a special artwork for the
Okay, that's where he is.
yeah.
Okay.
But let me
absolutely.
yeah, so that's the table, and let me. I think I can give you a handout for. I guess I'm not seeing a specific handout for it. Let me see if I can find it. But they're player art handouts. NPCs and creatures. Yeah, okay, there's not a special one for spectator, but they're basically like, they're not much smaller than a beholder, and they have fewer eye stalks, but otherwise there's. So, Radius, Malleus, place your bets. Place your bets.
Alrighty. I'll put.
All right.
I'm gonna put 2 coins on 13.
Okay.
I'm going to put 2 coins on 4 and 2 coins on 17.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Any specific reason why those numbers?
They sounded good in my head, and 4 coins won't break me. I'll still have 6 coins to play with.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the payout,
13 I get for Radius. I was wondering what 4 and 17 meant.
All right.
no.
So here's a question. I'm going to use the dice roller here in roll 20, and there's an option to switch it between GM roll and non-GM roll. I'm going to roll a roll that's not the right one for now, just because I want to see if you see it when I do that. Do you see that
Yes.
in your log?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's how I will do the rolls for these games. So I'm going to roll the D20 now for this first one. We've got bets on 13, 7, and
No, 13, 4, and 17.
13, 4, and 17. All right.
Yep.
Alas, 2
Yeah.
Ooh.
was the result, and so the spectator says, "Oh, terribly sorry, but that's how I roll."
I'm going to try
Now,
one more time.
care to try again? Yes, welcome.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
try again. I'll try again.
All right.
Yeah, same numbers for me.
Okay.
Same bet.
Yeah, same thing. I'll do it twice.
All right. All right. Les jeux sont faits. Les mis sont faits.
Ooh.
7.
Almost.
Gambling.
I was close. Yes. Let this be a lesson.
And
House
then-
always wins.
Well,
Indeed.
you know.
Now, what's the other game was
Dead Hands Dice. But let's give Kneecap and Tarsus an opportunity to say what they're doing first.
Yeah. I presume these gold boxes are the
Slot machines.
machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact,
They
actually,
got-
they're all very fancy. But I also want to highlight that there are 4 special ones that seem duo drones. I've just given
Oh
you a
my
handout
God.
for duo drone slot machine
Oh my
because there
God.
4 of the slot machines are special, like living mechanical creature slot machines.
They're
That
Modrons, aren't they?
yeah.
That's hilarious.
And so those are fancy, and they call out, they yell at passersby. It's like, "Hey, want to try your luck? Come on
well, that definitely catches Sneakcat's interest.
over."
So you will definitely try his luck with that one.
Sure, sure. So yeah, as you are approaching that area, you see a wiry-haired night hag jumps for joy before a boxy clockwork machine fitted with a hand lever. The machine's 3 faintly glowing reels display the images of 2 gray worms and a golden ring. Come to mama, giggles the hag as 3 writhing grubs wiggle from the dispensary slot and into a brass bucket at her feet. And so each of these at these slots, you see that there is a place to insert the razor leaf coins, and it is 1 razor leaf per play.
Well, go put one in,
All right.
and
All right. So
Right.
because this is not a dealer roll, I will let you roll 3d6s.
eh,
And what you're hoping is that
Three
you
numbers come up the
basically
same.
you want either 2 of a kind or all 3 of a kind for a jackpot.
okay. So I put in the thing and then reach up, grab the handle,
Mhm.
and you let's wait, pull it down.
Okay. A 3, a
Ow.
5, and a 1. So on the symbols for those, the 3 is a ring, the 5 is a heart, and the worm is a 1. And so, unfortunately, though, because they were not, they were 3 different symbols, you didn't win that time. It's like, but it is surely your odds will improve with each successive loss.
That's not how it works.
I'll try
Maybe it
again.
is.
Put,
This is a
put in
fantasy
another
world.
Oh
House always wins.
one. I'll
There
put in
are
another
real
one.
prizes,
And,
by the way. Yeah,
yeah. I'll put in another one and try again.
sure. Go ahead and roll 3 more d6. 5, 5, 5. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Jackpot!
You rolled it.
nice.
Wow. So it comes up 3 hearts. Bling, bling, bling. And then all of a sudden there are sirens. Pew, woo, 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 and flashing lights. And the duo drone starts like dancing with its arms. It's like, yay, jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. And plunking out in the little dispensary slot. Am I saying that right? I feel like it sounds like it's a marijuana dispensary.
It does.
You receive a potion of supreme healing.
Holy crap.
Nice.
That is
That's-
10d4 plus 20.
Nice.
That is an extremely expensive.
Yeah,
As a
That's a-
player, I absolutely know that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
All right.
put it in my bag and
Very nice. All right. So Tarsus, what's Tarsus getting up to?
Tarsus wandered around the entire casino looking for something. Are there any card games?
We could sort of make one. Like the games that it has built in here are the ones that I mentioned already.
Okay. Okay. Tarsus will eventually go to something. Go over to where Malleus and Radius were losing money, and
Mhm.
we'll spend 2 coins on one coin on the number 1, coin on the number 20.
All right. All right. So,
Only
Malleus
don't
and
respond to
Radius,
you.
are you still playing this one, or were you going to go over to the dice? I'm
Well,
just,
hi-
if there's more bets being placed on this roll, I just want the opportunity for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, might as well. I'll throw one
I'll
on.
throw- I'll put my last 2 in there
Okay.
on 4 and 13, 4 and 17.
All right.
And I'll do 12 and 15.
All right. Rolling now. 6.
Wah, wah.
So
Easy,
close.
easy come, you go.
Nope.
Yeah.
Indeed.
See, that's the trick behind what Malleus does is he loses all of his guaranteed stuff ahead of time, and so now I can just wander around watching everybody else.
I am delighted to see that Lee has updated Malleus's outfit on her background.
Nice. Well done, Lee.
Very nice. Okay,
I had
so
to.
does anyone go over to the dead hands dice?
Yeah, that's where I'll go. I've got 4 coins left.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
come
I
and
think-
watch.
Yeah, I'll come watch as
Alright.
well. I've bet enough.
Okay.
I think Kneecap will also go to the dead hands
All right.
dice.
Great.
Yeah, because nobody can go to the slots now. You just hit the jackpot.
Well, there are
Yeah, it's
other
like-
slot machines, but certainly
Yeah,
that
but
one.
no
Oh,
one else
yeah.
is gonna hit a jackpot now.
Well, there's also you notice the great big wheel too.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Let me
like a
know if
keynote.
anyone checks that out. But so dead hands dice. As you approach the table, a cloud of mist coalesces into a vampire, and says, "Good evening. Would you like to play dead hands dice?"
Why, yes. How do we play?
So for each hand, in every player, including the dealer, chooses any number of d6s that you want, and you shake them in a cup or roll them, and then everyone rolls and reveals their dice at once. The participant with the highest total wins, but if you roll a 1, you automatically lose. So the more dice you roll, the higher your total will be, but the greater likelihood you'll roll a 1.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
And the dealer does it too. So
Okay. Does the dealer match what we do, or does the dealer do their own? number?
the dealer is just basically playing also.
Okay.
Is it
They
like
buy
blackjack in
in.
that there's a programmatic way the dealer has to play?
Well, not in the written adventure.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So basically, let me. You buy in with one razor leaf like per round,
Okay.
and then whoever wins the round wins all of the coins there.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll
so
try.
that includes like the dealer puts one up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try
Okay.
that.
Kneecap will put one in.
Okay. So we
That's
have
actually a fair game.
Tarsus and Kneecap and Radius and Malleus all playing this one, or
Yeah, yeah,
Malleus
yeah.
is out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll,
Malleus is out.
I'll play once.
Okay.
One coin.
All right. So you need to choose how many you're rolling. You're putting your coin out on the table, and then
Yep.
And I will roll. I'm gonna roll 4.
Okay. So
I'm gonna roll
you don't
4.
have to say it's part of the
Oh,
gamble,
oh,
right?
oh.
But
Oh.
certainly it's okay to say. But I just mean you don't. There's no obligation to say. So basically, I will count down like with a 3, 2, 1, and then everyone should roll at once. Because
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
you don't want to know in advance what someone else got, because then you'll know if you have to roll more dice.
And
to beat
which
them,
side
for
dice are
example.
we rolling?
6s.
D6.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go. All right.
No ones.
No
So
ones.
the dealer got a 12 but rolled 2 1s, so loses. Looks like Kneecap got a 14 but rolled a 1, so loses.
I got-
Tarsus. Oh, go ahead.
I said I got 2, 2, 5, and 3, so I got 12.
Okay, and then but Tarsus rolled 4 and got 18 with no 1s. And
Nice.
so that is your own back plus 3 more razor leafs for Tarsus.
All right. That means
Congratulations, son.
that's about back to 10.
Would you
I'm
like to
back to
play
where I
us
started
again?
from. Nope, I'm good. I Tarsus is a warforged. He's cautious about this sort of thing. He's come on exactly as he started, and he's got to play games, so he's good.
Radius is like,
I'm gonna play again.
Okay.
and Radius looks to Tarsus and says, "You obviously won. You're back to where you were. Might as well try again."
Well, we can change this for money on the way out. It could be used elsewhere in Sigil.
True, true.
So who else is playing another round?
I am.
All right. So the dealer is playing, and Radius is playing again, or no?
Yeah, I'll play one more.
Okay. All right. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, I rolled a 1.
Dealer got 12 with no ones.
Oh,
Kneecap got a 14, but with a 1. And it looks like Radius also got a 1.
Indeed.
And
Yep.
so dealer takes the pot with that round with 12.
But so if anyone else is not going to go, I'm going to check out the big wheel because obviously I was a huge fan of The Price is Right, and I want to play with the big wheel.
So we'll do that in a moment, but before that happens, so go ahead.
Before, but I would like to clarify one thing before we go any further. Did anyone take up Cuspid's offer to take her tokens?
Oh, that's a good point.
Sounds
Yeah,
like nobody
'cause-
did.
No, I didn't know.
Okay, so I'll assume that she still has hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another 10 razor leaf coins for the party.
Yeah.
But so I think at about this time, let's see.
Because I'm
yeah.
looking at that forlorn-looking dragon.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, we'll come back to you in just a
Okay.
moment.
All right.
So I think as you're leaving the card table there, the all of a sudden the those of you who are leaving like the table games area see three elaborately dressed individuals. Where's the art for this? They are 3 individuals all dressed as Vecna. They are Vecna impersonators.
What? Oh my god.
Here it is. So yes, I'm giving you the handout of Vecna impersonators. And there
Oh
is
my Lord
3
in
of
heaven.
them rolling as a trio, walking through, offering people lots of cheesy one-liners and doing ridiculous dance moves.
Because of
And-
course Vecna was known for his dance moves.
And yeah, and so let's see. I think that they walk up to one of them approaches and the other 2 are kind of like doing backup dancing, and they start circling around Malleus and Radius and Tarsus and Kneecap doing kind of like a dance, and then it's obviously like performative. They're looking for attention, and then the one in front just says, "All right, now give a lich a hand."
No bones about it.
And they at that point begin like let's not say aggressively, but persistently try to get any of you who give any indication at all that you're willing to like dance with them. They've got like illusory music like playing
Oh
back
my
up for them.
god. This is hilarious and terrifying all at once.
yeah. Basically, my confused expression is what Kneecap is doing to them
Mhm.
because he doesn't have a clue. Ooh. Vecna is.
Yeah. Um. So in any case, though, they're trying to get any of you that will to dance with them.
I do not dance.
You resist their pleads.
Luckily, I'm a warforged. I can resist their pleads.
All right.
A different version of Tarsus might be different, but this one, yeah, this one is the
I
passive.
think so.
Cool.
Kneecap. I think that if unless you actively resist, they're gonna be pretty. Like they're gonna try to make it happen.
Oh boy, don't kill them, Kneecap.
Why not? Why not?
All right. So
It-
yeah. So
More that they're going to steer him around, but
yeah. So
uh,
no, like the instant you give the tiniest sliver of I'm okay with this, you are part of the act. They've got you up on their
Oh.
shoulders. They're doing all sorts of elaborate like spins with you, and it's clear like they like this is their thing. They do this.
ooh.
um, for anyone who doesn't know who Vecna is in D&D lore, he is a notorious lich who is perhaps the biggest big bad that exists in all of D&D lore. And also the star of what's going to be the next adventure module to come out, apparently.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
And so the idea that they're Vecna impersonators acting like this is hard to know what
Yeah.
real Vecna would think about that, because the thing is, on the one hand, I'm not sure he would approve per se, but also like, what does he care?
Maybe
What's he
thinking
had
too much
to
about
prove,
it in
right?
sigils.
Like it's not like he's worried about his reputation. In any case, though, as everyone is doing this elaborate dance with Kneecap, that's all happening, and eventually they sort of spin you down, twirling you around and depositing you back with your friends before moving along. In the meantime, a performer has started going up on the stage. A silver-haired elf is singing, and
now
in
this
a
gets Tarsus's
shimmering sequined
attention.
dress over on the stage.
Oh no, this gets Tarsus's attention. He'll go right over to the stage.
Well,
now.
we'll do that in a moment. So this token is not like, it's not designed to look like a shimmering silver-haired elf, but that is the token that's intended to be that character. But before that anything else happens, that's just in the background. I wanted to come back to Cuspid, who is eyeing this forlorn-looking white dragon.
Yeah. She's says, poor luck at the tables.
This coin, holding up a single gold piece, not a razor leaf, but is the last of my hoard. I lost it all in one night. I was up for so long, I thought it was going great. And then when it turned, I just thought I thought I could get it back, and now it's all gone. And I can't even pay my bar tab.
How much is your tab?
You look up and they kind of just look and they just say 100 gold.
I'll pull out my tokens and hand it to him. So, here you go. But in exchange, you leave here, you never come back, and you never go into another casino again for as long as you live.
They sweep you up in a great big hug and like spin you around, and with the wings they actually like get off the ground a little bit in this enormous like ballet leap, and then as they put you down they just say, "Sorry, I should have asked first. Truly, you are a friend to dragonkind." and then they fly off to the cashiers to exchange the razor leaves back for gold, and then point back at the bar, and then they do in fact leave.
Oh, you're a good egg, Elspeth.
I received a second chance once, and I try to give those opportunities when I have when I can.
Very nice. So
Very nice.
I don't exactly remember what the second chance was, but I know I had it.
all right. So as we had Tarsus approaching to listen to the performer, um, um, you see that the sign has been put up that this is Estrella, and she is singing, classic, torch songs in a shimmering sequined dress. You know, if people want to imagine Jessica Rabbit at the Ink and Paint Club, you wouldn't be too far off, except, like an elf. So maybe like, I don't want to say, I was going to say classier, but I guess I don't want to imply that Jessica Rabbit isn't classy. She's just drawn that
She's
way.
very classy.
She
Yeah,
is
she's
drawn
drawn
that.
that way.
Yeah. But in any case, yeah. So she's performing now. That you attracts you to watch, Tarsus.
Well, I mean, I already established, he speaks Elvish. He got the Elvish clothes. Clearly, her presence speaks to him, even if he doesn't quite know exactly why. But yes,
Nice. All right. Yeah, she's singing. She's definitely her. I think as you're listening carefully, knowing Elvish, you definitely recognize in her songs that she's singing all of them in sort of a very classic torch song like cadence and tone, but the lyrics are all like kind of wistful and melancholy.
aw,
In the meantime, also, Cuspid, Fui, the Yeti bartender, gives you a free drink for, it's like, I was a little worried that dragon was going to cause trouble.
I mean, I'm looking around at you know a vampire and these red-eyed creatures that are around the wall, the kind of watching from the
Oh yeah,
walls. I'm not sure exactly what those are.
I'll describe them
Um,
in a moment, but yeah.
yeah, and it's like I think he knew that wouldn't go very far. I mean, he wasn't a particularly big dragon.
Well, it's more a matter of we don't like people gamblers to make a scene. Certainly, we could have handled him if he did, but that's not the kind of place this is. We're not here to hurt people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those creatures you mentioned are. Do you want to make like an Arcana check or maybe a History check to guess what they are?
Sure, I'll make an Arcana check there.
All right.
Just a 13 though.
Okay. They what they look like are sort of insect demons.
Mm-hmm.
Dressed in fancy suits because they are definitely moving around like security. All right, so we had Radius going to the big wheel.
Indeed.
Yeah. And Kneecap is also gonna go there.
Okay. All right. As you approach the Fortune's wheel here, this hall holds the game after which the casino is named Fortune's Wheel. The dazzling upright roulette wheel, decorated with blinking lights and prizes galore, rises from an ornate stage of its own. A plush throne sits before the wheel, before a marble platform fitted with a coin slot and a large lever. It costs 5 razor leaves per spin, and only
Ooh.
it says also each customer may only spin once every 24 hours.
Wow.
Hmm. Kneecap's gonna go up. Oh, put in his 5.
Well, actually, you go to get your razor leaf coins, and the pouch that held them seems to be missing.
What?
Oh.
Darn that Vecna. Did it again.
That Vecna stole your
Oh!
coins.
Ah.
Alas.
Kneecap's gonna turn to the the person, this creature that's doing security and and say, coin stolen.
Coin stolen?
Yeah, and he'll use minor illusion to create a picture of the Vecna impersonators.
Mm. Mm. We'll report them if we see them in here again.
At 6,
What?
had 6 coins.
Okay. Sorry. We're not responsible for the crimes of others. I mean, if they were here, we would, question them, but I don't see them around.
Hmm.
Sorry.
And he looks uh, very unhappy because
Mm.
uh,
He says, you can
the
always get more razor leaves at the cashier.
Mhm.
And I haven't
he's
spent
gonna
it.
wander over to the cashiers
Mm.
very despondently.
Oh, hon, you look down in the dumps. You know what'll help you feel better? More gambling.
Coin stolen.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You need some more?
Yeah, no Vecna.
No, I never did like that guy. Bad rep, you know what I mean? So that'll be 10 gold coins for, gold pieces for every one you. How many can I
Oh.
get you?
Yeah, I'll get 5.
All right.
This is how it starts.
That's
All right. So, what were Malleus and Radius doing during all that?
Oh.
You just watching, or?
Well, yeah, once he goes over to the cashier, I'll go and I will also get 3 coins because I'll take a big spin of this wheel.
Sure.
yeah. Malleus is just kind of sitting back watching everybody going, "Hey, I already busted what I was given. I'm good."
All right. So the way this game works when you roll it is you're going to start by rolling a d10, and then you see that this wheel has like an outer wheel, a middle wheel, and then a center wheel. And
Mhm.
depending on what the outer wheel does, it might cause the middle wheel to spin, and then depending what that does, it might make the inner wheel spin, right? And so then, depending on where they all stop, will determine the prize. It's possible, of course, that you won't get a prize, but it's there are lots of chances to get a prize. But so you start who's going first.
I will.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So start by rolling a d10.
5.
Okay. On a 5, yeah, on a 5, the outer wheel spins and it stops at coin. and spilling out of the little tray is 50 gold coins, 50 gold pieces.
Oh, nice.
That just
Lots of bing, 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 bing.
that's just paid off what the cost of the
Yeah.
Razorlight coins were.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, for
hey,
that roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had paid a little more actually. Well, it broke even, but I got myself back, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, Kneecap takes the seat.
yep.
All right, we'll go ahead and roll a 1d10. Ooh, 10. A
Man.
10. As the wheel and it stops on a spar a like a circle signal that starts the middle wheel spinning. So roll a second d10.
Come on, David.
Another 10.
Oh,
A 1.
Oh.
So what that does is as it shows another like an arrow, and that makes the outer wheel start spinning again. And
Oh.
so the outer wheel roll another d10. 9.
Nine?
Okay. It comes up with a trinket symbol, and I am going to roll. I'm going to have you. Excuse me. First, roll a 1d6 and then a percentile dice.
A 6 and then a 24.
Okay. I'm going to. I have to pull up the table for this. Okay. 24, is that what you said? Okay. What comes out of the little tray is an urn with the ashes. Okay. It is urn with like a person's remains in it. But I would like to suggest to you that the name on it sounds familiar. You can tell me what the name is.
Hmm.
Kneecap's Aunt Patella.
Ah, hmm. Hmm. Gingrich.
Hmm?
Gingrich Hoppenstock.
All right. So yes, you have won an urn full of cremated remains for someone
Wow.
who you maybe know.
Wow.
Oh my god. This place.
I mean,
This
Dude,
place.
this place.
somebody put that up as collateral on a loan and then wasn't able to pay it back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Somebody put
That's
their Aunt Ingrid
Mhm.
up as collateral.
Yeah. So
wow.
specifically, I used the d6 to determine which of the trinket tables to roll on, and it came up with the horror trinkets table. And so
That's a horror drinker,
yeah.
right?
All
Oh
right.
wow.
Actually, I think uh, the person who's uh, it was Gingrich was the person had, uh, who had the loan, and basically they, uh, uh, she couldn't pay it, or
That
he
scans.
couldn't pay it off,
That scan.
and
It's like, don't
uh,
worry, we have a way you can pay us back.
yeah.
All right. So, um,
Wow.
uh,
Yeah.
Fucking strange.
yeah. So I think, as you are And I think you also see, I think while you're looking at the big wheel, you see that it has one item that says big ticket prize, and there's a little sign that lets you know that this apparatus of Qualish weird crab like contraption that's in the center of the casino floor is the current big ticket prize.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
interesting.
what that is.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Jeff just
So
walks up to Malleus with looking at this urn with the name on it. Says, "Weird."
very weird.
One of the Mesoloths sees you looking at it and says, "Congratulations."
Good.
I mean, you won a prize.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what to do with it a little later. Um, okay. So while we've got some time to kill,
Mm-hmm.
I need to get my hands on some kind of wand or stick or rod or something.
Okay.
Um, is there anybody that looks like they might be trying to make some money in here, or maybe out in the lobby, that they might have something for sale that they want to make some money so that they can buy some more
I
Point.
mean, sure, maybe.
tokens?
Yeah.
Probably not
Oh,
inside the casino.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna head back outside,
Okay.
and see if I can find somebody who's looking to sell what I need to buy.
Okay.
you want an implement?
I
No,
need a stick.
you need a.
I need a
Okay.
stick of some sort.
I
Okay.
think as you go to leave the casino floor, this bouncer who's actually an Oni Vez
Hmm.
here, does just say, uh, Mr. Malleus, you are, of course, free to leave if you choose. However, part of Shemeshka's protection here is that the harmonium cannot apprehend you in the premises. If you leave, she cannot continue to offer that protection.
Oh no, I'm not intending to leave the building.
Very well then.
I need to talk to, what was it? What was his name?
Or Nicholas, or whatever the name is.
Velik?
Velik.
Velik.
The Belhan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. What can I do for you?
All right. So I need to get an errand run. And of course, I am unfortunately prevented from doing this errand myself. Um, I need to purchase a stick or a staff of some sort that I can turn into an arcane implement. I would, of course, pay you to run this errand for me if you so choose to do so.
We can certainly arrange for that. What kind of stick or implement would you like?
Um, just like a rod about maybe a foot or less.
Do you have a preferred material?
Mm, a hardwood, I think. Do you have any idea how much something like that would run? Maybe
I
5, 10 gold, 15?
something along that lines. I shouldn't think more than 5 gold would be necessary.
Okay, how about I'll send you with 15, and whatever changes left from that, you keep.
If I may, so
Uh-huh,
as generous as that offer is, I
uh-huh.
suspect that you will find better use for that coin. And as your party are the welcome VIP guests of Shmeshka, I would like to give you the advice that you are
Mhm.
overpaying.
Yes, yes, I realize that. Um, However, I appreciate you doing this favor for me. I know that you are in a line of work that does not often result in people appreciating the hard work and sacrifice that goes into it. And I think in this particular case, I would prefer to pay you the 10 gold to go get this item in particular than I would um, using it for other means.
Very well,
So
sir.
so yes,
It
I am aware that this is a very hefty tip, but I appreciate you doing this for me greatly.
Very good, sir. If you insist, then I will not be so ungracious as to refuse such a generous offer.
All right.
Shall I have it brought to you in the casino?
Yes, please.
Very well. I shall have it for you post haste.
All right.
All right, cool. Uh, so I think, uh, you are all free to continue exploring whatever you would like. And you can also kind of like, I will offer sort of the video game equivalent of the chair that you go and sit in when you're ready for the clock to advance. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Kneecap is going to go up to the bar and get something, uh, think like a frozen mudslide.
Oh, well,
Mm.
sir,
Just say,
we do have a house specialty known as the Abominable Yes Please. It's pretty good if I do say so myself.
Come on,
yes,
Kneecap, you want one.
yes.
All right. And they bring you something that um, gives you the impression of a blizzard, like swirling above the glass.
Oh, that's awesome.
And as
Wow.
you drink it, it's very good, and it also makes your face go numb.
That is exactly what Kneecap is looking for.
That little taste of home.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he, after like two, or it is a very strong, like alcohol wise.
I think it's pretty strong, yeah. Like
Okay.
it's like I'm not it's not necessarily like you're pretty tough already, so I wouldn't necessarily make you roll for one of them. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like you would certainly imagine another one of these and you might start getting tipsy for sure. Like
Yeah.
drunk.
Uh, After two, he asks about abominable. Oh no, drink.
You, sir, are brave. Most people fear to climb those heights.
Awesome.
But I think I have what you're looking for. And I think what they serve you next doesn't look quite so flashy in its presentation. It's just a like a deep blue, and it has it puts a very irregularly shaped ice cube in it that floats like an iceberg.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I just imagine drinking that is is going to be the time passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, and I think I think after maybe maybe 20 minutes, a package is brought. It is neatly wrapped up in like brown paper with string, and it has Malleus's name on a little card. Is brought in on a tray to you.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, and I think it is basically exactly what you described. It is hardwood. It is finely cut and polished. Erotic.
Okay.
Cuspid sidles over to see what's going on.
I was like, according to my teacher, I'm finally ready to carve my arcane focus.
You're a teacher?
Yes.
Have I missed something since I glitched? You have a teacher?
Yes, when I left. Yeah, I think that I think that this knowledge of the arcane focus maybe have I don't know. I think actually no, I think that Malleus doesn't remember anything more than that. It's just like with the level up, he knows he's ready to carve it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you see him, and he sits down like against the wall, and he puts the tray under like underneath his bent knees, so that he's carving the focus and the wood falls on the tray rather than falling on the carpet. And he starts working on this with his wood carver's tools.
I think as everyone is watching, there's also like an obviously drunk planetar wanders over, half full, drink in their hand, and just starts kind of watching too.
Yeah.
Just because you're
Now you
doing
have an
something.
Yeah.
You have an
Just
audience
because I'm
now.
doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So after a little while, Estrella, the elf singer, finishes her set, and the next performance that comes out is the Tombstone Troubadour, an icon from the faraway land of San Citlan, Cecilia
Nice.
Tlaplaya, and a ghost comes out, a female ghost in a sharp suit, accompanied by a brassy band of skeletons in their own sharp suits, and she is holding a pearl white guitar that is not a ghost guitar. She's, as a ghost, is holding a real guitar, and begins playing. Basically, shoot, what's that? But the not cantina, but like the
Mariachi?
mariachi.
Mariachi?
Yeah, there you go, mariachi music. Um,
Yeah.
and then I have the
This seems strangely familiar.
I could not possibly comment.
Yeah.
It's like I've heard music like this before, but it doesn't make any sense.
all right. Sorry, I have tokens for all the skeletons, so I might as well put them out.
Oh
That's a
wow,
lot of skeletons.
that's a lot of
I mean,
skeletons.
I mean, mariachi bands can get pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. I'm sorry, that is just fantastic.
Yeah. All right. And so I think, do any of you have anything else that you would want to check out?
I'm done.
Certainly,
I'm-
collectively, you could have a couple more people do spins on the big wheel if you wanted.
Man, that's up to them. I used my coins.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And Kneecap is done with coin.
Yeah.
Done with the games for now.
Fair. Fair.
Actually, I'm going to go out and change my coins to gold and then
Okay.
come back.
All right.
And
Yeah.
You don't even have to go out. You can just go.
Yeah,
to-
they have other cashier cages in this,
I see.
on
Oh
this
yes.
side, yeah.
Okay. So yes. So yes, I'll just cash out and get 100 gold.
All right,
deal.
so I think you're all kind of just hanging out then and enjoying the ambiance, giving the vibe of now you are waiting for something.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
good.
We all
Yeah.
just hit the little checkbox on our games. You know,
mhm.
checked in, checked in, checked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Kneecap is deep in
respond.
his abominable. Oh no.
Oh yeah. So I think after a little while where you're just enjoying yourselves there but waiting, the lights dim and the crowd murmurs with anticipation. Like a spotlight, a portal appears in the hall's vaulted ceiling and casts a golden glow on the casino floor. A grand spiral staircase twists down from the portal, accompanied by an orchestral fanfare. A copper-furred, fox-headed being in an exquisite gown gracefully descends the stairs. Her
Mhm.
arrival is met with thunderous applause. And I will give you the handout for Shemeshka.
You know, we probably could have inferred this from the statue in the lobby.
And no,
No.
I was thinking either patron or owner, one or the other.
I don't know, maybe some sort of goddess of fortune or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's lots of gods, in the world. So.
Um, I let's see. Does anyone have proficiency in history?
I do.
Yeah,
Nope.
you can make a
Nope.
history
do.
check for me if you want.
22.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
It occurs to you that the one place that you have previously heard the name Shemeshka outside the context of your current situation was with an appellation. You know the name Shemeshka the Marauder.
Yeah. You all see Radius like out of his robes floats his book and it opens and there's like a face that kind of glows out of it and Tilly kind of speaks to him and he kind of nods and then he looks over, looks back to Tilly. Tilly keeps talking and you see pages flipping. Then he looks back over at the person standing there and then looks back at the group and says, "Well, I've heard of this person before." Well, Tilly reminded me. That is an infamous marauder. And a very noted one.
Marauder of whom?
Whatever they want.
So it looks like they possibly doing a little less damage here than they did in their previous career.
Maybe they found their calling here.
So Tilly, as if people don't recall, is Radius's spell book, and just
Right.
says, "Well, it does give some credence to the idea that she is powerful enough to keep the harmonium out of her establishment."
So now,
So Shemeshka is obviously well known and appreciated for many of the patrons here, and so there's kind of a crowd around her, sort of fawning and wanting to talk to her, and she's just sort of briefly holding court in a very sort of polite and gracious way. There is a moment where she does glance over to all of you and gives just a brief nod, like, "I'll be done with this in a moment."
Yeah.
And so she is just greeting the everyone and just saying, "Oh yes, remember, fortune favors the bold. Have a good time. Have a great evening, everyone." And then saunters over in her dress to where you're all sitting and just saying, "Welcome. I suspect that what we have to discuss is probably best discussed in one of the private rooms. Would you care to join me?"
Certainly,
Affirmative.
let's go.
Thank you for the
Wonderful.
invite.
And so Shemeshka is going to invite you all to one of these private rooms up here at the top. Let's see.
Right. Malleus will be well behaved and bus his own tray over to the Yeti. It's like, sorry about this, dude.
Where did I just
And
put her token? I picked it up and I dragged it and then I set it down.
It's right here.
Ah, yes, thank you.
And Kneecap tries to leave the bar, but finds that he's been leaning on it so long that his arm has gotten stuck.
Oh,
Okay. Malleus will come back and pick Kneecap up and give him a piggyback ride.
oh.
Yeah. The Yeti has it reaches over to a corner that has just like a little, like a hot plate set to low that just keeps some water that's warm, and he kind of just pours it to help you,
Yeah.
unstick.
Yep. And Kneecap will leave a 4 gold tip for him.
Stay cool, my
Oh,
friend.
nice. Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
and kind of hold on to
Yeah.
um
Malleus.
Malleus's horns
Yeah.
while getting a ride out.
Mm-hmm. So this is the room up here where she has guided you all.
Whichever uh, Cuspid waits for her to
Mhm.
enter and choose where she's going to sit. And
She
then,
does, and she sits in the corner of this sort of corner sofa. Just sits right down there and lays back with like one arm on each side.
Mhm.
uh, 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 Cuspid drags one of the chairs over from the card table and sits opposite her.
Kneecap kind of just flops from atop
I can't get in there.
Malleus.
You have to push your character, push
Oh,
your
there,
character
there it goes.
through
It's
the door.
oh, I have to go through.
Well,
the door.
yeah, like yeah.
Well, yeah,
Have-
door-
They
not a
seem to have
door.
added some new functionality to
Mhm.
these
Yeah,
maps.
yeah. What is a door? Not a door. What is a jar?
All right, let's see. All right, we got everybody in there. So she welcomes you all and just says, "So, are the reports I've received true? Have you really lost all your memories?"
We've lost what memories we have are jumbled and um, disorganized and often self-contradictory.
Well,
So
that's frighteningly inconvenient. Well done to all of you that you've made your way back here. Obviously, I sent Pharaoh to assist, but I can only imagine what you must have gone through in the last few days, uh, finding yourself in what must feel like a strange city to you.
We've lucked out in meeting some very kind people.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm very glad to hear it. So, I'll go ahead and say this then. This may, for you, feel as though this is our first meeting, but I assure you that is not the case. I know all of you quite well. In fact, I am very relieved and pleased to see you again, although dismayed that you have undergone something obviously traumatic.
well, it seems that we were dead.
Well, that can be traumatic, to be sure. You seem to have recovered somewhat,
Sort of.
magically resurrected.
And no, when we die, we've had several casualties so far. We're replaced
Wait.
by
Let
an
me
alternate.
hold. Yes, you are replaced by alternate versions of yourself. Yes, I.
Yes.
So we're both dead and alive at the same time. Very strange.
So here's the thing. I know. Uh, this has happened before, as a matter of fact, um, and I. This is why I was so insistent that Pharaoh bring you here as soon as possible. First, because I am aware that the harmonium will not look lightly on your reality offering, altering aura that you all possess at the moment.
Mhm.
I am familiar with the effect that you are all experiencing now. And I believe that I can give you a lead. I am not able to fix you, I'm afraid.
Mhm.
I imagine what you would be primarily looking for at present is the restoration of your memories. I just know that if it were me, that's what I would want.
Mm-hmm.
Though perhaps some of you will look upon this as a fresh slate. Brand new start.
Yes. maybe a way to shrink or negate this aura, possibly.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
I don't know in your current state what any of you might remember about the Great Modron March. Anything? No.
Not ringing any bells.
Fascinating.
No.
I understand this must be extraordinarily frustrating to you. But from my perspective, how strange it is for me to now explain this to you when in fact originally I hired you due to your expertise on the subject.
Ironic. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
So,
ironic.
the Great Modron March is a cosmological phenomenon whereupon the many countless modrons of Mechanus, the outer plane associated with pure order, every 289 years, countless modrons set out from Mechanus, marching across all the planes, inner, outer, and outlands, in a grand tour of the cosmos, before eventually returning once more to Mechanus. Now, there is not an established truth for why it is that they do this, but I have a theory that what they are doing is essentially examining the current state of each plane and its current position in the balance, so that upon their return to Mechanus, the cosmos can be recalibrated, as it were. And it occurred to
That
me, if that were to be true, then a shrewd individual who followed the Modron March and took note of what they saw, what they observed, the state of each plane as they passed through it, could perhaps predict what changes might result from their return to Mechanus. And so, I, as an enterprising individual who is interested in the science of the spheres, entrusted all of you, a party of hired adventurers with expertise on the Modron March, to follow the march as they proceeded through the various gate towns of the Outlands. But it seems as though at some point something went terribly awry, because the Modron March appears to have disappeared.
What?
Yes, very strange. Nobody knows where they are.
And that sounds like a bad thing.
Well, probably. It does seem like an unexpected thing, and often when you're talking about unexpected things from the plane of order, does seem like it could have rather large implications.
Mm.
But here I was, worrying, fretting that my mission that I had sent all of you on, and my endeavor to track the progress of the Modron March, had gone missing, lost with the rest of them. Only for a single Modron to be found wandering separately, apparently having gone mad due to some traumatic event that he suffered. And my people, because I was looking for them, found him, brought him here, and quickly discovered that he was experiencing some kind of a reality-altering glitch that caused him to be periodically replaced with minutely different variations of himself. And
Interesting.
when I heard that all of you had been spotted. My first hope was, of course, that you would be able to tell me what had happened. But I fear it seems as though whatever it is that happened to the rest of the Modron March happened to this one particular Modron. It seems to have happened to you as well. And so it seems to me that the best avenue of investigation as to what has occurred to the Modron March would be by following the lead of this one Modron that seems to have escaped. The only trouble is that perhaps this quality is what allowed him to escape the fate of the rest of the Modrons, but turned out to be rather slippery. And even though I thought that I had them in a secure place where their aura could not do too much damage, I found instead that they managed to escape through a portal out into the Outlands, and I've had some agents trying to track them down. But now that you're here, who better to send after the missing Modron than the party that I had tracked to find them, chartered to track the Modrons in the first place? Especially since it would seem to me that you, now suffering from this same strange aura, might have questions of your own for him.
Seems to make sense from my point of view.
And if you
Yep.
and if he's powerful enough to have us in this aura, then he may be the one we absolutely need to talk to, other than anybody else who's powerful here.
For all we know, he may be the one doing it. If all of the Modrons on the march are missing except for him, rather suspicious.
Or he's the focus of whatever caused the march to go missing. For instance, a spell, you pick a particular Modron in the middle and everybody else is impacted.
Now, I was not able to get very much useful information from this Modron. It appeared to me, to my own intuition, as though he had gone quite mad. I did get his designation. He is R04M, but asked to be called Rome. And
All roads lead to Rome.
I do have a lead that I can offer if all of you are suitably interested. I, of course, never paid you from your original mission, but I would certainly be quite eager to hear what has become of the Great Modron March, and if anyone were to know what to do about your little condition, I cannot think of a better place to start. Is there anything else I can answer for you, or what else can I provide? I know that he has escaped into the Outlands.
Where precisely in the Outlands shall we begin? The Outlands is a large place.
Oh, indeed it is. This is something that has proven difficult to track individuals through, but perhaps your connection to him will aid you in this effort. My last reports have him placed somewhere between the spire and the gate town of Kirst. I can provide you, of course, with the map of the Outlands as known now. You may or may not remember that the Outlands do somewhat, they don't like to be pinned down, after all. They are shifting in their nature. But I can give you the best map that we have at the moment. And if you can find Rome and bring him back here, certainly that would be a reward due to you in and of itself. But of course, if you could find out what had happened to the Great Modron March, that could be tremendously valuable.
Uh, Kneecap got up on the table and is drunkenly swaying, and he's saying something in his odd form of gnomish.
I think that means
And
yes.
he just keeps repeating what he's saying.
I think I speak for all of us when I say that this is a fortuitous encounter and that we accept your offer. We will see if we can track down this Modron and perhaps even find out what happened to the Modron March.
Splendid. I hoped you'd say that. I just knew that we'd get along like a house on fire. After all, we do know each other, whether you remember it or not. And
Yes,
I am
I,
very
I would
pleased.
like I would like to know more about ourselves. Our memories are so fragmentary. You might know more about us as a group than we know about ourselves as a group, even though we've been through some encounters together. What can you tell us about um do we have a name for our group? Do you know anything about our background?
Well, my introduction to you as a unit was that you are called the Skeleton Crew.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's useful.
Totally meta, but I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I want to go with that.
I
Yeah,
don't think we
I'm
I
okay
don't
with
think
that.
we actually voted on a group name yet.
No,
No.
that's what it's kind of Meadows trying to
Yeah.
chisel at.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
You're
Meta, I
welcome.
will
I did
take
think of
that
that
handout
and
from
was
the
like,
GM.
oh, yeah.
Honestly, someone else bestowing a name on the party makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, you know, the other thing that I'll just say also in the meta is that try to, like, now that it's established, try to explain to anyone else that Skeleton Crew didn't come first and then the bone names. Like, anyway, um, so, yes, you are all, quite powerful. The best there are in the business, and you had quite a bit of arcana expertise and adventuring in the outlands. I dare to say, I hope you will not take offense if I say that you do seem to be somewhat diminished in your current state, perhaps along with some of your memories. You have lost access to some of your previous abilities. But I've no doubt that as you get out there in the world and retrace your steps, I imagine you'll find it all coming back to you.
Let us hope.
There's something to be wished for.
So,
And
uh,
Kneecap's gonna kind of leap onto Tarsus's shoulders and
Mm.
uh, try and stand on him and repeat the same phrase again and again, a little bit louder this time.
okay. Um, Hang on, I'm actually thinking something about like I want to check something on her. Um, so Shemeshka, I did want to just confirm that can speak all languages, so she would understand what you're saying.
Let's see.
Not that it would necessarily make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with the. Okay, I'll just put in whisper to you what.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Putting it in the Zoom or
Uh, in Roll20.
okay. All right. Um, I I think she replies to you in your own language. Um, I mean, you sent it to me as a whisper. Do you want me to not translate for everybody?
If you could just, I mean, if there's like a generic and common, kind of a generic response.
Well, no, I'm saying in character, she is responding to you in your language so that the others won't
Okay,
hear.
yeah.
I'm asking if you want me to keep it from the other players.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. Keep it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so she replies to Kneecap's question in his own language, saying, let's see. I don't know how to do the whispers.
It's a /W, and then you put
Okay.
the.
Okay. Um, uh, uh, yeah. So, but yeah, she does seem to reply to him in Gnomish.
Okay, and in that response, he'll just kind of thump into a sitting position on Tarsus's shoulders and
Yeah.
just.
My strength is 14. I can take it.
Yeah. So, my darlings, I do not wish to hurry you. You are safe here. But I will warn you that the harmonium has continued to look for you. The Lady of Pain does not take kindly to the sort of reality alterations that this aura on you seems to produce. And I have no doubt that they will come looking for you if you continue to stay in the city. However, I can provide you with this. And she holds up a piece of lapis lazuli shaped like an eye. She says, "This is a portal key. If you travel to the clerk's ward near the base of a gigantic statue of a rearing three-eyed horse, it will open a portal that will take you to the outlands near where Rome was last spotted."
All right then. It seems like we have a next step in our fortunes.
We
Hmm?
we go is what.
All right. I am ecstatic to be working together. It is more than I could have hoped for to find you here. And I have every expectation that you will live up to even the reputation that you can now no longer remember. The anticipation of rediscovering yourselves must be something.
I am eager to reclaim my lost heritage and powers.
Good. So, would you like to be on your way immediately, or is
I
there
don't
something
think
else?
there's any reason. Is there any reason to delay? And I'll turn to my companions.
Negative.
Nah,
No, no.
Nope, we're good.
Good.
And we should be
So,
off.
you are looking, of course, for Rome the Modron, but he may also have with him the Mimir. The Mimir is, do you remember Mimirs? They are skull-shaped recording devices that you would have been using to collect the information from the various gate towns.
Hmm.
If you could also find that, that would be tremendously helpful in retracing your steps.
All right then.
And if nothing else, recovering that would be quite a prize. Very well then. Good luck to you all. And I guess I don't have to tell you not to die.
Mm.
We'll do our best.
What a unique, thrilling prospect. If I would be more concerned that you seem to have lost some of your former strength, but to have gained the ability to not die, that's just remarkable. I cannot wait to be apprised of your progress. And so then, if you are ready, she will.
Yep.
It's like I can have a carriage brought to the front of the casino to take you directly to the statue, if you like.
Yes.
Yes, that would be very helpful.
All right, and so she does that. You have she stays behind in the room here, but she has the bellhop
Valak.
Valak, yeah,
Valak.
show up to escort you to the front, where there is one of these onion-shaped magical carriages waiting for you right out front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll get in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's put you back on the.
And I like to think that Kneecap stayed on top of
Tarsus.
the entire shoulders.
Let's see. I'm
Yes.
actually not sure if this map has that statue actually depicted on it or not. I don't think it does. Oh, no, it does. Look, here it is. It's right here. It's on the bottom half.
Oh, the horse.
Near the Hall of Speakers, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Near the whole speaker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like a normal horse, though.
Well, it's got 3 eyes if you look close. I mean, I don't know that the picture actually does, but that's what's different about the real statue. All right, so I think after you are, let out of the carriage there, I think Cuspid has the portal key, right?
Yes.
It sort of feels warm in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and you hold it up. You will find that a portal opens in the base of the statue, leading to a fantastical landscape beyond.
Caspid confidently strides through.
Did we get a map of the Outlands before we went?
Yes, I will pop that up here in just a
Okay.
moment. But yes,
Yep.
you did get the map.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Just so long as our AOE effect doesn't make the horse real while we're leaving.
Don't get the GM ideas.
Honestly,
I
that
don't
horse becoming real might be one of the only like the top 100 of the strangest things that happened in the city.
Well, also you're approaching it from behind, so a real living horse that size, you might not want to be back there. So here's the thing. You all get to level up again because you
Wow.
completed that
Okay.
chapter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
Huh.
you feel as though something about going on this adventure does, you feel like a draw, like a pull to it, like somehow you are moving in the right direction and you do feel some degree of your power returning.
I spent most of that level drunk.
Yeah. All right, so you can work on that leveling up. When you pass through the portal, I'll put us up on the map in just a moment. You find yourself standing amid ruins of weathered black marble. The last recognizable remnant of these ruins, a solitary stone archway, provides a frame for the portal you just passed through. Glittering deep blue sand spreads before you in all directions. Great impact divots mark the passage of something enormous. The trail leads toward a sudden transition in the terrain, where a forest of magenta trees climbs craggy hills that look like wizened faces.
Ooh.
Much further in the distance, an impossibly tall stone spire stretches from the horizon into the clouds. And I will now put us on the Outlands poster map.
Dun dun dun.
And actually, going to 6th level at this point is probably good because I get it. I can provide a boon to overland travel for everyone.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Let me get a token to put you on this this map. Okay, make the token much smaller. But basically, you show up like here.
Hmm.
That's where it says you go, even though the map doesn't necessarily look exactly like
Right.
the description it just gave. Oh, you know what? Let me also put a lot of these.
Town names.
Yeah.
Because
Where?
another piece of information we got was that the modem was last seen headed for one of those towns.
Yeah. Well, what is going on here? Why does it like? Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me. Oh, I think I see what the issue is. Let me put you on. I think that might be the one that's DM. Like it won't let me reveal the name labels. What about now on this one? Do you see the town
Yep.
names on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. So,
Boy, these are some real positive sounding names.
yeah. Well, I mean, some of them are. It depends on which of the outer planes it's aligned with, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
cursed and hopeless and plague mort don't sound so nice, but ecstasy and faunel and sylvania.
Mm-hmm. Excelsior, Fortitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Glorium.
Mm-hmm. So, you uh, are here. And you are, now in the Outlands.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, question for
Mm-hmm.
you, Christiana.
Yep.
I get at level 6, I get a new infusion.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and infuse, or do I need to wait until I do a long rest? Because
No, I don't
functionally,
think
I have to wait.
you didn't really end up fighting anything in the casino, so, um,
Okay.
so I don't think you need to.
All right. So, yay.
All right. Yeah. So, I'll remind you that the other than just this strange, extraordinary, fantastical landscape, the main thing of note you have showing up here, I'll remind you, great impact divots mark the passage of something enormous.
Hmm.
Yep.
Someone wanted to make a survival check. You could.
I'll do that.
Yep. I will. I can I give you advantage?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
I'll give kneecap advantage.
Okay.
That's very good. Baker's 20.
All right. So, you can tell, looking at these enormous divots, that this was not. These are not the tracks of any kind of an enormous animal. It is made by some kind of a machine.
Hmm.
A machine.
A sheen,
Oh.
like one might have found in McKennis.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be a good idea to follow these tracks.
I think that's a good idea.
Did, you know,
Yeah. Okay. So, you start on your way in that
Mhm.
direction, eh?
Is it headed toward Cursed?
Um, does not appear to be going directly toward Cursed.
Okay.
I'll recall. So I may. the lead was where they were last spotted. You don't know that
Okay.
that's where they were headed.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you don't know that they weren't. It's just this is the portal that is closest to where the Rome was last seen by her
Alright.
other people.
Well, let's. This is closest thing we've got to a clue, so
Mhm.
let's have a
So-
look.
Is
Question
there an
before we go
indication-
much further.
Mhm.
Question: how big is a modron? Looking
It's a
at
person
the
sized, medium.
footprints. Oh,
Well,
okay.
the most common ones are medium.
Okay.
It's also asking like how big is a pig?
Okay.
Meaning, theoretically, some modrons can be quite large, but the most common ones are medium.
Okay.
Is
as
there
they
an
get
indication
advanced.
of
Hmm?
which direction, like, the tracks are actually heading towards? Or
I mean, like they west,
Okay.
or like
Well-
on this map. In fact, actually, the spire is in the center, so you would normally say like spireward or anti-spire, and then we could say like clockwise or counterclockwise. Yeah. So what I'll say is like right now you're following the tracks because they are the tracks, not because they're going somewhere.
Mhm.
yeah,
If
I
that's what you want to
basically,
do, obviously you can choose to go some other way.
well, just like my thoughts, like, oh, you don't want to go where, don't necessarily want to go in the direction that the thing is coming from.
You can follow the tracks if you want to follow the tracks. If you want to backtrack where the tracks went, you can also do that if you
Okay.
want. I assumed you were following the tracks.
We're gonna
Yeah,
follow them.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're following the
that's where I was
tracks.
thinking.
Mhm.
I just want to make sure that that was something
Mm-hmm.
we could distinguish.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That was
And-
not how I spelled that city name.
Hmm.
First. Where's
Yeah.
it?
I spelled it with a
And
K.
Mm-hmm.
thing with
Yeah.
my level 6 is that whether mounted or on foot, your travel pace is doubled, as is the travel pace of up to 10 companions
Mm-hmm.
while they're within 60 feet of you, and you are not.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
So you
it's-
all are making great time following these tracks
Yeah.
then. So I think after it said after an hour of travel. So, but if your pace is doubled, then we'll say half hour. You are making your way, and this map, by the way, to be clear, scale very big. It's so you're not like,
Booking it across this
Yeah.
map. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, it's one of those places like some of the outer planes where distances aren't even really fixed.
There's a little tiny legend in the lower right that says infinite scale,
Yeah.
locations shown relative to each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good eye. So in any case, you do, however, after some travel, see amid a grove of strange trees stands an ornate tower. Around it, toppled pillars lie scattered. A short stairway rises from the ground to a stone terrace where 6 openings lead into the structure.
So let's climb those stairs.
All right.
Mhm.
So let me look really quick. I actually didn't like prepare this map, which is fine. I just mean that I'll need to kind of do that. Okay. Let's
Love these
actually,
town names.
yeah. Okay, so I think just for starters here. You see, as you climb up these stairs, a paved ring. A paved ring with a 2-foot high lip provides a foundation for this castle. The base of the tower opens into a hall without exterior doors. Along the west and east interior walls of the hall are doors that lead into another area. And then so you can like walk all around it, and let me see if I can put you on that map without making things too complicated. Because I didn't like turn off the the dynamic lighting and all that stuff. Because okay, so that probably I don't know if do you all see it at all or
We see the whole thing.
Yeah.
We see the whole
There
thing.
it is.
Yep.
all right.
Yeah, we see the
well,
whole
so you're
Everything.
just I don't have like the fog of war for anything set up, so you're just gonna have to pretend.
Okay.
Um,
We're good at that.
all right.
Yep, we can.
I'm gonna put you on the map. Bloop. Bloop. All right. So you have you climbed up these. I guess you probably like the at the north is where the stairs were that you climbed up. So I'll like put you back up there. All right, and then as I mentioned, like there's these stairways like around spaced around, but the rest of that is wall.
Okay.
Right. So, but you can see that there is this, there's like a ring around, a ring of hallway around this other interior structure.
Okay. Well, we have
Right.
not come across a door to knock on yet, so I'm going to go looking for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down, come in this downward steps.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna go around this way.
All right. So, the eastern side there, you find a set of double doors that would go into that central area. Tarsus, as you come to the ones on the west hand side, you see that those doors have been shattered inward. And so you are able to see into this central area where you see all manner of tomes, scrolls, tablets, and folios cram the towering shelves of this airy library. An ancient wooden table surrounded by matching benches stands at the room's center, near an ornate spiral staircase that climbs through the ceiling above. To the north are statues of Githzerai scholars and an alcove with a table covered in candles. To the south, in another alcove, stands a crystal sarcophagus.
Can I get through the smash through doors?
Yeah, I mean, someone clearly already did.
Yeah.
While that's happening, Cuspid walks up to the double doors and gives it a nice, confident knock,
Okay.
which no doubt Tarsus hears from the other side.
Doors are smashed in on this side. I'll call out.
Kind of hear that like echoing down the corridor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll see if I can push open these doors.
The doors that the east doors are locked.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I literally sprinted around
Mm-hmm.
to get to the west doors.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Follow at a leisurely pace.
Woo, books.
Someone is pleased.
Yeah. So you see what I described before. It's a library. There's fancy statues. There's an altar. There's a crystal sarcophagus, and stairs going up.
Where are the stairs? Oh, in the
The
center.
stairs are right here.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a central
You said the
staircase.
sarcophagus was at the south,
Yep,
or is that?
that's the south.
Yeah, Nikat's gonna look at the sarcophagus.
Okay. Let me. Visible through the transparent lid of this sarcophagus is the mummified body of a Githzerai. There is a label on the lid that says Laxelu. It looks like it's a mummy. It has brass eyes that you can see through the crystal lid.
Laxelu. I'm gonna touch and try and look close, like climb on it,
Mhm.
look closer at it,
All right.
yeah. touch all the potentially dangerous things.
Sure. It doesn't appear to react to you in any way. You also don't see any way to open it.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
No,
We
doesn't do
we
anything.
Okay.
we probably do not possess the means to open it. Kneecap.
Yeah.
Is
And
there stuff
So-
on the floor like in the picture?
Yeah.
Good. Go through that and see what
It's
I
like
can-
candles and stuff. You know, incense sticks, braziers.
Hmm.
Yep. What are the contents of this desk? It looks like maps and stuff from the artwork.
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
from
Are
the-
there maps?
Yes. So this is a research collection. There are books of all different kinds here in this library.
Okay.
I would say don't fixate too much on a specific detail you see on the map so much as you are in a library that has lots of stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, I
may
don't have
remind
proficiency
you,
in it, but
we
I
do
want
have
to
something
see
of a
if we have.
mission.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
think our Modron friend will be anywhere in these stacks.
No, but
Right.
we might find information that will help us find our Motron friend.
Or
Um,
information on what we on the march, or on what has happened to us.
So,
Or-
Kneecap, were you still over by the sarcophagus?
I moved away from it
Okay. Well,
when it proved. Okay.
Oh.
never mind then.
Well,
So-
I actually thought stairs. I'll go upstairs.
Are you just going up the stairs?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go upstairs.
All right.
Kneecap is the impulsive
I'm following him.
Sure. A
Okay.
spiral staircase emerges through the floor into the next floor up, into this multi-use kitchen and social area. To the north, a ladder ascends to the floor above, and 6 simple doors ring the room. To the west are several cabinets and cooking spaces that have been pillaged, with pots and foodstuffs scattered across the floor. 2 tieflings in spiked armor conspire over the table. And we're going to roll initiative because they heard you shouting and banging around, and they are going to attack you.
Okay, and it won't let me actually go up.
I
So
will do
then-
that for you in just a second because I know it doesn't do that, but I'm telling you that's why it doesn't matter. You still roll for initiative. I will move you up there.
Okay.
Okay, and then your Cuspid was coming. I guess makes more sense to like that. So,
Yep.
all right. Why does it not let me? Ugh. Then. Okay. All right. Okay. Do we have? We still need Malleus on there.
Oh, okay.
If you rolled, you need to have your token clicked when you roll. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that everybody's correct initiative?
Yep.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, so Malleus, you will actually go first. When you hear, I think basically you hear, you know what? Like no, this is an ambush. They're. I'm gonna have this is a surprise round that they're going first because you weren't really being careful at all.
Yeah, no, it's fine. In fact, I want to use my turn to make an investigation check. To
Well,
see if I
it's
can
actually
do
not your
something.
turn after all
Yeah,
because
it's their turn.
Yeah.
She's doing a surprise round. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So, yeah, the actually, you know what? I take it back. let me just, sorry, I didn't, I didn't actually expect to be doing this today, so I didn't, let's see.
I mean, it is 10:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
So yeah. Um,
we could end here, and you can
yeah.
like get your thoughts
You know
together.
what? Let's actually just leave the ambush as a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Dun, dun,
Okay.
All right.
dun.
So that is where we will leave it for this week. We probably will play next week. We will see. It's going to be the weekend before I leave on a big trip. So hopefully that'll still work out. But we will find out. Eventually, we will return for more adventure on so many levels.
So
So
many
many levels.
levels.